In the week 9 animation of a character jump, there is anticipation as the character swings its arms back before jumping into the air onto the other side of the scene. There is also anticipation as the character gets its body ready to land. There's a very obvious arc as the character jumps from one side of the scene to the other. The other also important arc is the arm. Squash and stretch was also an important principle to show in the jump. You can see it compacts on itself to get the body ready to go to the stretch. Stretch is the extreme and shows where the character has jumped off the ground and going into the jump. I used the principle of staging, as you can see that the jump is very clear character jump. I used the pose-to-pose method to create the correct timing for the jump. This way, I was able to get out the keyframes and the extremes and then work with the in-betweens. All of these principles are important to create an appealing character. The exaggeration shows in the squash and stretch, the anticipation. It helps to create that appeal of the character and make it look more realistic. Overlapping action with the arms going through the arcs. As the character lands, the arms continue to move. This leads on to the moving holds. As the video reference has the character and swing his arms back and forward to help give the character liveliness and also make it look like he doesn't just stop straight after. Slow in and slow out of the jump can be seen at the start and the beginning. The character slows into the jump, and once it hits the peak of the jump, and then it slows out at the end of the jump. The week 12 animation, which was a character walk cycle. So the character reference I decided to choose was Elsa from Frozen. She had a very unique walk. Was supplied with a cheat sheet for how to make a walk cycle. This helped a lot with the timing as it was easy to put out the keyframes, staging of the character. The action of the walk cycle is very clear, but I also had the camera face her on as well as face her side. As we had the cheat sheet provided to us for the timing, this was how we used the pose-to-pose method. You can slightly see the principle of anticipation as the character walks. Anticipate when her leg is going to hit the ground. There is a slight slow in, slow out part to the animation. The arcs are very strong and the arms are moving at a very curved angle, which helps to make it look more natural and realistic. And I used the references to clearly get that smooth motion. This also leads into overlapping action. The arms are at a different pace and timing than the legs. This makes for the animation to look more interesting. There's also slight overlapping action in the head as it bobs up and down, slightly different to all the rest of the body. These are all exaggerations that I chose to put into them, especially seeing as Elsa had quite an exaggerated walk. Her hips curved a lot. It also has the exaggeration of the shoulders moving opposite to the hips. Her hands are also slightly turned out just to give that feel more like Elsa. There's definitely that exaggeration of the hips and torso twisting as she walks. This helps give her a more appealing movement, pushes that walk cycle that I found in Agent Carter that is very subtle and doesn't really show that clearly. Whether Elsa, it was very clear, that exaggeration. All of these aspects and principles were important to make appealing character. Character has such a confidence in the walk, and this can make the character much more appealing and realistic, and it really helps to bring the character alive. You can definitely see a character behind it, and that it's very obvious what her kind of emotion is as she's determined and confident